Hey guys, so in today's video I'm going to show you guys all the imperfections on my 370Z. Now some of this stuff most people wouldn't ever notice, but because it's my car I notice it right away. So some of these things are going to be pretty small and minor, but just figured I'd show you guys all the little imperfections because in most videos and pictures, you know, cars look perfect and all that, but this car's got some imperfections as well as all the other cars, you know. So we'll start under the hood. Now you guys won't be able to see this first one here, but I have these carbon fiber covers, and over the winter I left them on and they actually cracked. So I'm gonna have to buy some new ones, probably not till the fall. They're like 400 bucks, they're kind of expensive. So these cracked, again, you can't see it. I can't even see it right now even. So that's cracked. Then this carbon fiber cover here, I don't know if you can tell, there's like a little chip right here from the hood shutting. So every time you shut the hood, it basically damage that. So there's just a little chip out of there. I think there's actually a chip out of this side too. Just a little one, barely. So that's not that big of a deal. It's pretty much everything under the hood. There really isn't much wrong under here. So yeah, and again, that's kind of a really minor little thing. But then on the front here, you know, we've got just some spots where the wrap is kind of damaged a little bit from bugs or rocks or whatever. So right here you can see the little bit of white. Right here it's peeling up a little bit. That's pretty much it on the front end. I mean, there's really not anything too crazy. Again, I know it's kind of small and not very bad, but it's just another thing. Then right here we got, you can kind of see the white paint right there. Kind of hard to see. I'll see if I can zoom in here. Yeah, I'll try and get closer. So you can see right there, you can see the paint just a little bit. Let's see. So that's pretty much it for up front. Now, I don't think the camera's gonna pick this up either, honestly. But right around, I can't even see it now. I got a small dent right around right here. Can't really tell. You have to be just at the right angle, actually. Yeah, so it's right here. There's a teeny little dent. You can't even, I don't even think the camera's gonna pick that up, honestly. So now let's go to the wheels. Some of them, for some reason, are curved a little bit right here. That wheel's not in too bad a shape. This wheel's not in too bad a shape, but again, kind of curved a little bit. I don't know why. I don't know how these got curved, because since I've owned the car, I've never curved them, unless I didn't know it, which I highly doubt. But then this wheel here, it's got a big like scratch. It's pretty bad right there. You can easily see it on the camera. That's pretty much on that wheel. Then this wheel is in pretty good shape. So overall, not bad. I'm going to be replacing the wheels next year anyway, so I'm not too worried about that. So let's see what else we got here. On the interior, I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but there's a bunch of scratches in here from the seats when I got the new seats installed. So you can kind of see there's a bunch of scratches and crap in here. I'm gonna replace that, but otherwise, interior looking pretty good. Not too bad. Then you got a lot of scuff marks here, which again isn't that big of a deal. Come around back here. So this is something that a lot of people don't know about. On the exhaust, you can kind of see there's that black stuff. So when we did the exhaust, after I did the diffuser, well, the diffuser was so close to the exhaust that the exhaust actually was rubbing on the diffuser. So as you can see, it kind of melted on there a little bit, right here. So basically part of the diffuser just kind of melted onto the exhaust. Again, not that big of a deal. I mean, you can see it right there, but as soon as I go right here, you can't really tell anymore. So that's that. I think the other side is okay. Yeah, the other side, but it's, I mean, it's basically right on top of the exhaust if you look. I mean, there's not any room between it, so basically it's probably melted over there too, which kind of sucks, but not that big of a deal. Oh, let's see what else we got here in the back. Not too much. I mean, we got my fuel cap that is not attached to the thing anymore. So this just pops right off. Which again, whatever. Not even a big deal at all. Just a little thing I like to complain about. And then right here you can see, you might be able to tell right here the wrap is kind of peeling back. So you can see it right here very slightly, and then up here you can kind of see a little bit better. Right there. Then on this side again, this plate is damaged here. Not plate, but this plastic piece here is damaged as well. Then I got some marks on the dash. You can't really tell. Most of this stuff is so minute that it's kind of funny, but just some little things. Let's see. Yeah, the seats are in good shape. Nothing's wrong with them yet, thankfully. So we got that. Everything back here is good. Nothing wrong in the trunk or any of that stuff, so that's nice. Just get a nice little rear end shot. So let's hop into the interior. Move my belt out of the way. So now, one thing about this that I can't really demonstrate right now is my radio. Sometimes when I'm listening to music, you know, well, if I use my steering wheel controls to turn the volume up, for whatever reason, it doesn't work, right? Well, then if I want to turn the volume down, it ends up turning the volume up on the radio. So it only happens every once in a while, and usually only lasts 10 to 15 minutes and then it goes away. I think it's just a wiring issue or something, but yeah, so like I said, I'll press the up button to turn it up, nothing happens. Try and turn it down, and then it turns the music up. Again, not that big of a deal, just a little bit of a nitpick. Really, that's most of the stuff that's kind of messed up. It's really not much. I mean, there might be a few other things that I'm missing, but for the most part, I mean, it's pretty much in really good shape. I mean, this clip, whatever, you know, not bad. Shut the trunk. And yeah, I mean, you can kind of see here where the wrap is kind of peeling a little bit. You know, either shrunk or whatever, but you can hardly even tell. You would never know if I was just driving down the street. Just do one last look over the car, make sure I'm not missing anything. So I did the exhaust, wheels. I think one other thing that you can't really see, you won't be able to see it right now, but my caliper's chipped. The paint chipped off. I don't know. Yeah, you won't be able to tell. Because right now, where the wheel sits, it kind of is covering it up. Got the tow hook on there. And I think in all honesty, as far as the wrap goes, the front end is definitely the worst. I mean, it's in the worst shape, the front end. Obviously, the front end and the hood are kind of getting beat up a little bit from it sitting so low and going down the freeway and all that. Let me start the car up, and then I'll back it up and see if I can show you guys the paint that's missing off the caliper here. I backed up just a hair. Now you'll be able to see the paint that's chipped right here. And there's actually a couple spots on each caliper. This is the worst one. I just noticed this the other day, but honestly not that big of a deal as long as I make sure the wheel covers it. Yeah, so that's chipped right there. Again, not that big of a deal, but it's just something that bugs me. Then I think one more little nitpick thing is the tire lettering. So right now it looks pretty good on camera, but these tire letters get really dirty. I mean, I've only had them for about, maybe a little over a year now. I think it's been over a year, maybe almost 2 years, I don't know, but either way, tire lettering is nice, but they get really dirty really quick. And I clean them quite often. I mean, other than that, I think that's basically all the little things that are wrong with the Nissan. That's pretty much it. I think the one other issue that I have that I can't really demonstrate, actually I might be able to demonstrate. Let's see, pop in the car here. So the one other thing, for whatever reason, this started happening probably about 2 years ago now. Whenever I first start the car after it's sitting for about maybe a day or so, there's no throttle response at all the first time I started. So if you look, if I throttle, I mean, there's really, right now you can't really tell, but I'm pushing the gas down quite a bit and there's not much throttle response there. So I don't know if that's, you know, I gotta clean the MAP sensors, the filters, or whatever. It's been doing it for a while now, but after I started for the first time, then after that it starts just fine, it runs just fine. But the first time I started after it sits for a while, there's no throttle response. I constantly have to shut it off, turn it back on to fix it. So I'm going to be going to DB Performance in a couple of weeks. They're going to tune the car and dyno it and all that. And they're also going to take a look at the intakes too. Right now, that's probably the biggest issue with the car is the whole lack of throttle response upon startup. So that's basically the biggest problem right now that I got. And again, not the end of the world, but that is all the little issues and things that are wrong with my 2013 Nissan 370Z. Thanks for watching. So I almost forgot one last thing. I do have a small crack on the windshield right here. You can kind of see it. Not too bad. I mean, nothing to be worried about unless it gets worse. But because it's down below here, I'm not too worried about it. So anyway, that is all of the imperfections on my 370Z.